up, guys? It's Lex Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today I have a story for you guys. I'm going to talk about the time that I was trapped inside of a home invasion, which was super scary, obviously, but I made it out. I'm here. Won't he do it? Before I get started, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, share. So basically this happened in like 2016. I was 18 years old. Those of you who don't know, I'm from Detroit. I just want to be very clear. I don't want to reinforce the stigma that exists in Detroit, because this is probably like the craziest thing that ever happened to me. But for everybody who's not from Detroit, we have a really negative like perception of our city, and I don't like that. So this video is not to further that stigma. I just want to be very clear about that. Detroit is a beautiful place and I'm very proud of my city. This is just something that happened to me. It's a crazy story that I want to share with you guys. Basically, as I said, 2016, I had just gotten off work. At the time I was working at Gap, and I had like a really stressful day at work. I don't remember what happened. I just know it was stressful. I came home and I was just chilling. I was just laying in my bed. I was scrolling on Pinterest. I had my headphones on, and the way my house was set up, I was living with my parents still. My room was upstairs. So upstairs, it was my room, my sister's room, and we had a bathroom up there. I'm in my room chilling, and out of nowhere, I just hear like this loud bang, like a really like, it was super loud. And I didn't know what it was. Like, it was loud enough, I heard it like over my headphones. So I took one of my earphones out and I'm like, what was that noise? And then I was just like, yeah, whatever. Cause I live off of I did live off of a busy street. So I assumed it was maybe something outside. I put my headphone back in, go back to Pinterest. I hear the sound again. Like, it's loud. And I'm like, what is that banging? It literally sounded like it sounded like it was inside of my house. Like, that's how loud it was. It sounded like somebody was like dropping a boulder in my kitchen or something. I'm like, what is going on? I hear it again, like it's kind of consistent. It's like boom, boom. I'm like, what the heck is that? And then I heard it one last time. It was like really loud. This one was it was the loudest out of all of the bangs. And then after that, I hear like people. I hear like footsteps. I hear people in the kitchen like running. It's not like little quiet, people are running like, and then I hear like talking. I'm like, what the heck? Is somebody in my house? Keep in mind, I'm home alone, and it was around 5 o'clock. Like, my dad was about to get off work, but I looked outside and didn't see his truck. So I'm like, what the heck? Somebody is in my house. At this point, I'm freaking out. I'm like, did my dad forget to like tell me that somebody was coming over? Immediately, I'm like, I hope they don't come up here. This is crazy. I ended up calling my dad. I was like, hey dad, like, where are you? He was like, I'm about to leave work. Where are you? Just trying to be funny. I'm like, I'm at home and I think somebody is in the house. He was like, what? Well, get out. I'm like, I can't get out, because there wasn't a way for me to get out. I wasn't about to there's a window, but I'm not about to jump out the window, because keep in mind, I'm upstairs. I'm on like, we had a basement, the level, whatever, the first level, and then upstairs where I live. That would have been a very long journey down. I'm about to just walk downstairs like, hey guys, what's up? It was crazy. Like, at this point, I'm terrified. My dad was like, well, just stay put. I'll be home in 10 minutes. I was like, okay. So I didn't know what to do at that point. I like called 911. I was trying to find somewhere to hide. There wasn't anything upstairs for me to like defend myself with in the event that they did come upstairs. So I literally just had to trust in God. I called the police, and I was looking for somewhere to hide. My room was like really small, so I wouldn't have had a good chance hiding in there. So I went in my sister's room, because hers was bigger, and I'm literally like crouched down on the floor in the corner. It was crazy. It's like something from a movie. Like, I was like hiding like in the corner, like, oh my God. So I'm on the phone with 911, and one thing about living in Detroit, the crime rate is kind of high. So I guess the 911 lines are always kind of wrapped up, and I didn't know that because I never really had to call 911 before. But this was like a serious situation, and they had me on hold, y'all. Like, I'm on the phone with 911 on hold. It was like a recording playing, like, oh, fire, emergency, police, press 1. I'm like, oh my God, I don't have time for this. I need to talk to a human being. Like, it was crazy. I'm on the floor hiding, and right at that point, I heard the door to upstairs open, and I hear footsteps like walking up the stairs. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. At that point, I was like, look, this might be it for me. Like, it sounds, I can laugh about it now, but y'all, I was scared. I was like, man, this is so crazy. I'm about to die. I'm just gonna die. I just started praying because I didn't know what else to do. I was like, God, please protect me. Please don't let anything happen to me. Please, mercy on these people. Please let them open up their hearts. Please just don't let them touch me. I was like, I just all I could do. They ended up finding me. One of them came into the room where I was and saw me, and he was surprised because obviously they didn't think anybody was home. Dude walks in and he was like, oh, there's a girl in here. And I'm just looking at him like, I was trying to look so innocent and so helpless, like, please, ooh, don't touch me. So yeah, I'm looking at him, he looking at me, we looking at each other, and he was like, it's a girl in here. Like, he said it like loud, and then he like walked out and walked back in with the other person that he was with in the house. Like, so they both just looking at me like, it's a girl in here. And I'm just like, luckily, thank God, by the mercy of God, they did not touch me. They didn't do anything. They got scared and left. They saw me and dipped. They was like, oh, I don't even want these problems. This is not even what I came in here for. Like, no. And they looked really young too. So they literally like dropped everything and left. Thank God. I just kind of sat there for a minute because I'm in just complete shock at this point. I can't move. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, that did not just happen. So I'm sitting there. I was scared to move. I didn't know if they were still downstairs. I didn't know like what was going on. I didn't know if they were armed. I had no clue. After I didn't hear anything for like a few minutes, I assumed that they were gone. So I stood up and I was like, I'm gonna go downstairs. I gotta go downstairs. As I was walking down the stairs, 911 or whatever, the dispatcher called me back finally, and they're just like, hi, what's your emergency? Like, they're so calm. I was like, somebody just broke in my house. I looked around, they were gone. They left. I was like, somebody broke in my house. She was like, are they still in the house? I'm like, I think they're gone. I don't know. She was like, okay, are you harmed? And I'm like, no, I'm fine. But somebody just broke in my house. Like, I'm freaking out. My dad still wasn't home. She was like, okay, what's your address? I gave her my address. She was like, okay, we're gonna send someone over. They'll be there in about 10 minutes. I'm like, okay. Everybody's talking about they're gonna be here in 10 minutes. I need somebody to be here now. It's crazy. Like, ran outside in a like frantic panic, which probably was not a good idea, but I did it anyway. Luckily, my dad had just pulled up. By the way, the house was trashed. Like, they completely destroyed our house. They were snatching cushions off the couch. They knocked over some glass in the basement. They didn't end up taking anything of mine because they saw me and like left, but they took a lot of stuff from my parents, which was like really sad. And like I said, they trashed the house. So my dad comes and he was like, what's going on? I'm like, Dad, somebody just broke in the house. Like, we just got robbed. He was like, what? He thought I was lying. I don't know why he thought I was playing. But he and I guess that loud banging at the beginning, that was them trying to knock the door down, like trying to break the door down. They broke the glass out because we had like a screen door, and they like pushed the glass out. So my dad, he was like, oh my God, the glass in the door. I'm like, I know, they broke in here. So he walks in and he's just looking around like, oh my gosh. Like, it was crazy. He was like, you called the police already? I was like, yeah, I called the police. He was just like, come here. He gave me a hug. I was crying. I was like, man, that was so scary. That was like one of the scariest things I had ever been through. Definitely the scariest for that time. So yeah, and then come to find out, the police didn't get there until like 3 hours later, and obviously that's not ideal. I could have been dead. But anyway, they came, and it was making me upset. I felt like they weren't even taking it serious. They were just kind of like, oh, somebody broke in, okay. I mean, I understand they see that kind of thing every day, so it's different for them. But it was crazy, y'all. Like, that was really scary. Thankfully, everything is fine. We're all fine now. No, we never found the people who did it. We didn't go after them. I just found it in my heart to forgive them because they, honestly, they looked very young. Like, they were like kids, like teenagers. And I'm sure they wouldn't have done that if they didn't like need to. So yeah, I mean, I forgave them, but it was really scary, and I'm just thankful that they didn't harm me. They didn't do anything. They could have panicked and like shot me by mistake or something. And you know, I've heard about this exact same thing happening to other people, and it does not end well at all. So I'm extremely blessed. I'm extremely thankful that nothing really crazy happened. Yeah, y'all, it's crazy out here. It's crazy. Be careful, y'all. Take care of yourselves, please. Take care of other people. Treat other people with kindness and respect. You never know what people have going on. So yeah, thank you so much for listening to my story. I have lots and lots and lots of other stories to share with you guys. So make sure that you subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Like, comment, tell me your thoughts about this. Has anything like this ever happened to you or anybody you know? What would you have done different? Let me know. I'm all for it. Peace out, y'all. Stay positive and productive. Make sure you follow me on Instagram as well. Bye.